3 skeins of yarn attached to this, so this is a little bit chaotic, but I'm ready for some summer knitting. Hello, my name is Emily Crow from The Cozy Crow, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is episode 65 of the Crochet and Knitting Podcast, where I'm going to talk to you about everything that I've been knitting and crocheting, and in general, making for the past month-ish. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you have a project in front of you that you can work on while you're listening to me to chat about what I've been working on lately. And if you want to sound off down in the comments, I would love to hear the things that you're working on right now, because I always love getting inspired by you. Without further ado, let's jump into my finished objects for the month. Okay, so I only have 2 finished objects today, but I'm really happy to be able to get these off my needles and be working on other things. And I have spent a lot of time on specifically one of my works in progress this month, so I'm excited to share that with you later on. But for the things I finished recently, this is my Berry Cozy Gnome from Sarah Shira. This was part of her mystery gnome knit along that she just ran. It was like mid-April to mid-May-ish, and I have a vlog on my channel where I share the process of working on this project, so if you want to check that out, I'll link it down below and up above. Look how cute! This is Nettie, I think is what their name is. I have a vast collection of gnomes. This is most of them. My daughter loves to play with them. She's 5, and so they cannot be displayed anymore because she'll just pull them down. So I just figured I would throw them into a little box for her so she can pull them out whenever. That's why it's all jumbled up, but they're getting lots of love. And so my Berry Cozy Gnome is gonna go in the box. Some features I really like about this gnome: the cute bear ears. They're done with I-cord, so they're not super hard, but they are just so adorable. You do a similar technique to make a little bear tail. And I thought it was really interesting to do kind of like a hoodie pocket on the beard. That's a little different. Gnomes are not real. They are mythical creatures, and so you can kind of play around with different features that wouldn't make sense in real life. This was a really good gnome to knit on that was very simple with a couple little features that made it interesting. It's a pretty small gnome, so not very overwhelming. It was a very quick knit. So if you are looking to knit your first gnome, I think that this would be a great option for a first gnome for you, because it is so small, so simple, with just a couple little features that are fun and interesting. I just pulled from my stash for Nettie. I like to pull different scraps and kind of play with color. It is a good exercise for me to be playing with the colors that I have and try to figure out what I think will look nice, and to use up a little bit of my scrap yarns. And so I love making gnomes with just that yarn. I don't like to purchase yarn for my gnomes, and I don't typically break into larger skeins of yarn. I have enough scraps as it is, and I have collected and kind of organized all of my tonals and solid colors together, so it's really easy to pull colors for my gnomes. I just need to kind of explore different color options. So that's what I did for Nettie. I'm pretty sure that it's a very light teal. This is the Baja Blast colorway by Mezzo Makes that she did a while ago. And then this dark teal, I don't know. I really don't know. I remember that this very pale teal is part of a Marinated Yarns gradient, and so I do remember that one, but I can't remember this darker teal, where that one came from. They were all scraps, so it doesn't really matter. And the other finished object that I have to share with you, this is blocking. I actually forgot about it. I had to go back up and get it, but I finished my Advent socks. Yay! I did not knit these during 2025 Advent season. I was prepping for and having a baby during 2025 Advent season, and so that's why I'm knitting these now. I'm pretty sure I wound up the yarn because I was gonna cast on and I just didn't get around to it. You can see the heel is a little bit loose on here, but I made a deeper heel pocket than I have done in the past with a short row heel, and so I'm trying that out. I have a couple different pairs of socks I finished recently with this deeper short row heel pocket. So basically what I did, and this was inspired by Carly Perrins of Northwoods Knit Co., is I took 2 stitches on either side of my needle to heel stitches, and I integrated them from the instep onto the heel. So instead of doing a 32 stitch count heel, I switched it to be a 36 stitch count heel. This added a few more rows into my short rows and just made the heel pocket a little bit deeper in general. And because I have such a high instep, I really needed that. I've had a hard time fitting regular short row heels made for 32 stitches. So we're trying out a short row heel with more stitches in it than typical, because I think it may fit my foot shape a little bit better, but we'll have to wait and see. They're also still wet and drying, so they will contract just a little bit when they dry a little bit more. And I also carry these through my house, so kind of shaking them down. I need to kind of lay them flat a little bit, but I'll show you. These are all the 24 colors. I started at the toe and worked my way up so that I could capture all 24 colors in one sock. And I followed my toe up short row heel sock pattern. I'll make sure to link it down below, and I think I can do it up above as well, but it's part of my sock geometry basic sock bundle. So I've got a bunch of different basic sock constructions. This is one of them. So I followed all of my numbers for that as recommended for my size and just to get the fit that I like. And basically in that pattern, I'll tell you how to figure out how long to knit your foot, especially with the toe up. It's a little hard, especially if you aren't trying it on or you don't know exactly where on the foot is a good landmark to try it on. I give you all your measurements and kind of walk you through, if your foot measures this much, then this is how much you need to subtract from the sock to count for the toe stitches and then the heel stitches. So once you get to this length, then you know it's time to start the heel kind of thing. I kind of walk you through that a little bit in that pattern. I really like how these stripes are kind of paired. So you've got a darker and a lighter tone of the same color. So we've got teal, we've got this almost an olive green. It's a little bit brighter than an olive green, definitely on the warmer side. And then we've got this cool emerald. We've got more of a traditional blue, some purple. It's a little bit dustier. We've got some dusty blue. We've got pairs of colors. As far as my favorite, I don't know. I really like all of these tones, to be honest. I think my favorite part of the sock, though, I'm really liking this purple and mauve type of colors. So cute. I don't think I'm going to purchase an Advent sock this year. I've done it for the past couple years. I've tried a couple different dyers and they are really fun, but I don't really need more yarn. And I don't think I will use it as intended to be an Advent style project where I knit a stripe a day. I just don't think that's my kind of making style. Now that I've tried it a couple years in a row, it's just not working out that way. And so I think I'm okay passing on a yarn like this. I think this is so fun and I love this yarn. I just don't feel like I have a need for more yarns similar to this in my stash. I do love a self-striping, but a 24 stripe Advent type of skein of yarn, I just don't see myself wanting in the near future. So I don't think I'm going to buy one this year, which feels a little weird because I have genuinely enjoyed them, but I'm going to pass. I need to be a little bit more choosy about the yarn that I purchase, just with budgeting purposes and in my intentions to whittle down my yarn stash. Will not be purchasing a skein like that, but I'm pretty sure Freckle Whimsy will have some skeins available. They might even be going up for sale as I'm filming this or tomorrow, which I'm so sorry I'm not getting this out in time for you to buy. I'll definitely link down below Freckle Whimsy because I've really enjoyed their 24-day Advent skeins. But they may or may not be up for sale right now. I don't know. Make sure to follow those makers that you like to get their newsletters and hear more about when things are available if you really want to follow along with them. All right, for my works in progress, I'm going to start with the biggest work in progress that I have. It's a garment, it is a test knit, and I've made lots of progress over the past month. It's a fingering weight garment done in cables, so there's a lot of hours put into this, even though it doesn't look like much. This is my Sea Tangle top by Mina Lander. This is a test, like I said. I think this might be their first big design, and I wish that it had been tech edited before I got it. There's been quite a few errors and it's taken a bit longer to work on this project. they're all getting ironed out, which is really good. And the designer has been very flexible. Like, they've been working well with us as testers and addressing all of our questions and sending updated versions of the pattern and stuff. But there's been quite a few hiccups, so it's just been a little bit slow going working on this pattern. I've got all the back panel done up until joining underneath the arm, and then I've got the right front panel, and then I have the second front panel started barely, and so that's my goal, to be working on this over the next like maybe week or so. So then hopefully soon I can join under the arm and then have like a full piece to work on and work on the body of this top. It is a button down short sleeve top with these really pretty undulating cables. So pretty. And I am really excited for this color, actually. I was worried it would be a little bit busy, but I feel like it's gonna look really good with my skin tone and with my hair right now. I do need to fix the roots. I'm still looking for a solution to update my roots because I'm a little bit more low maintenance, and so I'm not going to be re-dyeing my hair anytime soon, I don't think, but maybe that's the best option. I don't know. But that's kind of an expensive and time sucker of a thing to do, so I don't really want to do that. So we'll see. I've been working on this. I've been putting in a lot of time on this project, and you'll see I have one skein of yarn I left here. I have 3 skeins for this project. I need more than 2 skeins per the designer, and I wanted to still be able to alternate, and so I've just been kind of like, however I feel like it. If I have to cut yarn, I'll like cut only one skein to move to another part, and then I'll pick up my 3rd skein to alternate with that 2nd skein that I cut, and then I'll cut both of those and then move things around. And so I'm not using each of these skeins evenly, but I'm working really hard to use up one of my skeins all the way. So one of them I've used in every single part of this top so far, and then I've just switched which 2nd skein I'm alternating with it, if that makes sense, so that I can hopefully use up one whole skein and then I can just alternate with the other 2 until I finish. That's my goal, because I would hate to get to like 3/4 of this top done and then I only have one skein left, and then I have to figure out, do I alternate with the same skein? That could work, but it also might not work because of the hand-dyed nature of the yarn. So I think it's a little bit safer for me to have kind of random pairs of strands throughout the yarn that I'm alternating on. That's kind of my thought process, I guess. And it's a little bit messy, but because of the nature of this top, there's also lots of ends and lots of places where I'm cutting yarn or moving yarn as I'm, trying another panel, etc., etc. So it's worked out okay so far, and you definitely can't tell where I have certain skeins. It's not homogeneous, I would say, but it's all blending together really, really well. I'm knitting the size 5. I can't remember the bust size for that, but I think it's like a 40-ish bust. I'll make sure to pop it up here. But currently I'm breastfeeding and my bust is, I should probably remeasure because I have not felt engorged. Like, my supply has regulated quite a bit. So I'm probably like a 39 to 40-inch bust at the moment. My normal, when I'm not breastfeeding or pregnant or anything, weird hormonally, was like a 36 to 37, I think. So big change, right? And so I picked a size that would fit me now, but will give me enough positive ease when I'm not breastfeeding that I will still like the fit of it, is the goal. I think the way that this top is, it should look good with net 0 ease or with slightly negative or slightly positive ease, and so that's kind of the size I was going for. So we'll see. I am really hoping I get this done this month, honestly, because I'm really getting the hang of working on this pattern. I shouldn't have to do too many increases. Once I do the 2nd front panel, it should be a much simpler project to work on because there won't be as much shaping. I really don't need bust shaping just because of my proportions, and so I'll be able to skip that part of the pattern, which is nice. And the designer, because of the hiccups that we have faced, has extended the testing deadline another like month or so, which is really nice, so I can kind of take a deep breath as I'm working on this, and hopefully I'll still get this done fairly soon. I don't want to, wait till the last minute, of course, especially because I have another test knit that I haven't casted on yet because I've been focusing so much on trying to get this one done. This was supposed to be due in just a couple weeks, and so this was really my focus project for like all of May, and that's as much as I got done. Like I said, I am getting the hang of it with these cables. I am really mastering these cables without a cable needle, which is really, really handy. I'm really enjoying that. And I'm just getting a better sense of this stitch pattern and more comfort with it, so I can sit down and work on a little bit at a time a little bit easier. Like I don't have to reorient myself every single time I sit down to knit on it. So that's been making it a little bit better. Also, my baby's been sleeping better, so I have not had to spend like most of my time in the evening after bedtime trying to get him to sleep, which is nice. So that'll either be all the way done or mostly done by the end of this month. That top is in Yarn by Witchfire Fibers in the colorway Ascension. And then these next projects, I'm going to kind of do a speed run because you've seen most of these before and I have not put in a lot of time on them. So this is my Warm Welcome Baby blanket. Ta-da! I'm still on this green color. I tried working on this, especially on my night shift, where I tried staying up all night to prep for my night shift the very next night. And so I took you along with me as I knit that night and tried to see how much I could get through. So I'll link that vlog up above and down below. But I am on, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm on row 7 out of 15 of this color. So I am getting near to halfway of this color. This is a really nice, simple, easy project. I'm holding some Emily Henry inspired yarn from Red Door Fiber Studio in their Suri base with some Knit Picks Stroll in their Bare or Undyed colorway. And it's just so soft and it's very squishy. It's feeling really warm now. So this is going to be like a cozy night type of project to work on. I don't have a deadline for this. This is just something I pick up and put down whenever I feel like it. Though when I am finished with this, it's going to be a huge stash buster to be able to get through all of this yarn. So this would be really good to make some more progress on, but I'm in no rush. That pattern is by Jess Copum, or I think it's Make and Do Crew, and I got the pattern for free off of their website, though you can purchase an ad-free version of it. And I ended up adjusting my stitch count to make my blanket a little bit wider because vibes, it just felt good, and I wanted to use up this yarn and not make a super, super long blanket. I wanted it to be a little bit more squared off, though definitely longer than it is wide. And we'll see with the yarn I have if I accomplish that or not. I'm not really sure, but again, I was going by vibes and I thought that adding more stitches would work out great. It's crochet. It's been really nice and simple to do. It's just like a little wavy, undulating pattern, and it's bringing me a lot of joy. The next project I have to share with you, this is my baking / dino doodle cowl that I've been working on for, it feels like forever. This is for a specific book box, and I just really stalled out on this project in particular with pregnancy and giving birth and whatnot. So I'm trying to at least put in a little bit of time on it, and you'll see that I made some progress. Not a ton, but look at those bones in the soil, looking good. I did notice that I messed up my repeat the entire way around, and I'm just gonna leave it. You can see that I have a bone that looks normal, and then this one is missing like one of its tail ends. That one's normal. This one's missing a tail end. So every other one of those big bones is missing a white stitch all the way around. I'm not going back for it. They still look like bones. We're just going to embrace the imperfections. Yeah. This is all in Yarnaceous Fibers. This is one of their book boxes. It was for the book Baking with Love by Chandra Bloomberg. I can't remember. I'll post it up here, but that video will be coming eventually whenever I finish this project, which is unfortunate because I have edited the rest of the video and this is just taking me forever to work on for some reason. Every time I get to sit down and do like 20 minutes, I'll get through like 3 to 4 rounds, and it's not that bad. It's just been a lingering project, so it's hard to really power through it. And now that I have some other test knits that are more time sensitive, it's hard to make time for it. So I'm proud that I've put in a little bit of time, and I really want to try and continue to put in a little bit of time because again, this is a really good stash buster. I have a huge amount of yarn in here. You can't even see it all the colors for this Infinity Cowl. Patterns are by Jamie Lomax, and I have like selected all of my motifs and I've ordered them already. I have like them all clipped together and ready to go. I just need to knit it and make it happen. Problem is I just have so many things I want to knit on that sometimes some things get left behind by the wayside, especially if I'm not feeling it, and I want to be more current in my making and have more current turnover in my making rather than having things linger for so long. So that is a goal of mine, and working on this guy will help with that. I've got 2 new cast-ons that you have not seen yet. I'm going to show you this one first because it's in my hand. This is a little butterfly wing. It doesn't look like much, but this is the Metamorphosis Part 2 pattern by Chem Knits, and they have a pattern for a caterpillar, and then the part 2 is of the butterfly. My daughter has wanted a butterfly, so I am making her a butterfly. I'm actually going to make her a few, I think, because this is just one small wing. So this is like the bottom wing, and this did not take very long at all and did not use hardly any yarn. The butterfly is going to only be like this tall, so a lot smaller than I was going for in my head. So I think I'm going to make my daughter a couple different butterflies, maybe play with the colors a little bit. I've got a really deep purple, and I've got this hot pink that she picked out, both of those colors. Maybe I'll do like hold the yarn double and use a bigger needle and make like parents. So maybe I'll make it like a purple parent and a pink parent, and then I'll have a couple babies, one with pink wings and a purple body and one with a pink body and purple wings maybe. Like, I really should not be making plans to make so many little toys because I have other things going on, but this is just something small and fun, nice little palette cleanser. So I have started that. I'm so glad that I've made it happen. I've started it. It's on my desk. Every time I have just like a few minutes to work on something, I just put in a few rounds on this because it's not hard. And I have my pattern printed out in front of me with my Post-it note marking my round that I'm working on. And it's just like a really good, like, sit down, chill for 10 minutes, do a little bit of knitting, and make some progress on this. So you should be seeing a lot of butterflies next month. Thank you to those of you who commented on a previous video of mine and gave me some suggestions on butterfly patterns. There was actually a bunch out there that I had not found in my searching, so I really appreciate you guys sharing what you knew about. And this is the one that my daughter chose. The last project I have to share with you is a vanilla sock, and this one I casted on because I have wanted to tie myself in knitting a pair of socks and seeing how long it takes me to knit that much. And I thought that this would be really good for my Attack My Stash series, where I am trying to work through my yarn stash. And I'm not just doing like working on my projects type of vlog. I'm trying to have like different themes and things for my videos. So this might even become like a mini series within a series where I time myself making certain items or time myself using up certain skeins of yarn. So I'm gonna be making my typical vanilla sock pattern. I'm timing myself and we'll see how long it takes. I have finished the cuff on this sock and I am on the leg just barely. I love a cuff down, heel flap, and gusset sock, so that is what I'm going for. I did do a 1x1 twisted rib, and this yarn is from Tiny Human Knits. It's their Scrappy Quilt colorway. I purchased this a little while ago, but I had this colorway on my radar for a while, so I was really happy to be able to snag it. And she very recently decided that she is going to be shipping to the US again with tariffs and things. She was not going to be shipping to the US, but unfortunately, financially, that is not feasible for her and her business. And so she has opened it back up to US buyers. So definitely go and support her because it's really hard to be a small business right now, especially with the impact of tariffs and things. I will link her down below because I really enjoy her stuff. I purchased her advent that she had this past year, like her weekly advent for 2025. Each skein of yarn is inspired by a different season. So I'm really excited for that pre-order to come in sometime soon. And this is really pretty. Let me show you the yarn. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Falling apart. Not the prettiest at the moment, but you can see there's like a rusty red and a pale minty green still to come. And I have a green mini that is very much falling apart in my bag. I have wound them pretty loosely, and so that's why they are not very secure at the moment. But this has been really fun to be able to tie myself, and I won't tell you how long it took me to knit a 20 round cuff And I've got, it looks like 3 rounds on the leg. But if you want to put in your guesses down below, let me know how long you think it took me to knit this much of the sock. And if you know how long it takes you to knit a pair of vanilla socks, let me know down below as well. And I would love to be able to time myself for other projects too, like making a muscle burra, maybe comparing making a DK muscle burra and making a fingering weight muscle burra, because I have a couple ideas in mind. So actually that would be a really fun idea. Or, you know, maybe timing like knitting up a skein of bulky weight yarn, knitting up a skein of worsted, a skein of DK, a skein of sport, you know, like doing something like that. I don't know. I think it'd be really fun. And I have limited time right now because I do have a 5-year-old and an infant, but I'm trying to do some fun vlogs that are really fun to share with you. So if you have any ideas for, you know, interesting vlogs that you want to see from me for attacking my stash, let me know. That vlog should be coming out towards the end of June is my guess. I have a few new yarn goodies to share with you, not nearly as many as last month because I have not gone to a fiber festival, though not this month in June, but in July. There is the Utah Yarn Crawl. So I should be making a few purchases for that if you want to hang tight. But I'm trying not to purchase as much yarn right now. I'm trying to have a net negative skeins of yarn in my stash. And so that is the process. I would love to get all of my yarn to fit in my craft room, to not have any extra totes in the garage or in the basement or whatever. I want everything in here would be nice. And to have everything organized well, to not feel like I'm bursting at the seams is the idea. So with my time commitments right now with my family, and I still working a little bit at my hospital job, I am not going to be able to destash or use up all my yarn in just a year. You know, it's going to be a longer process, but I am restarting this goal this year and taking you along with me. Yarns that I have purchased though, this is Yarnaceous Fibers Classic Literature Book Club, and this is their Little Women sock set. The main color is called Little Women. It's really interesting with the pinks and peaches and teals and greens. I am really interested to see how that'll work up. And then the mini is called Let Us Be Elegant or Die. Little Women is a really good book. I do really enjoy it. For the first half, I definitely identify with Meg, but once she gets married and has the twins, she becomes a little neurotic, and I definitely don't jive with her anymore. But for the first half of the book, especially growing up, I really identified with Meg. This is the little paper that came with it for some colorway inspo, and the back says, "Never get tired of trying and never think it is impossible to conquer your fault." Love it. And the stitch marker that goes with it. Cute. I have subscribed to this club, so I'm getting a new skein every single month. I may make a blanket with it. Maybe I'll do like a granny square and then like border with the mini. I'm not quite sure. I have another blanket quantity right up here. Oh, that's a gnome hat that my daughter put up there. I don't know how she reached that high, but I've got a blanket quantity up here of 13 skeins that I plan to make into a blanket coming up sometime this year when I get a chance. So I've got that on my queue before I figure out what to do with this yarn. But I love yarn that is inspired by books, and I love being able to combine my love of books and my love of yarn together. So I have quite a few vlogs on my channel that kind of cover both categories if you're interested. This is another sock set that I recently purchased, and this is Dying Wishes Yarn Co. Look how cool their label looks. I haven't purchased from them in a minute, and they've updated their label. So pretty. The main color is called This Is Serious, I Must Have an Escape. And the mini is called Silly Old Bear. This is from their like volume 2 of Winnie the Pooh colorways. They did advents. Well, they did them this past year. I didn't purchase one, but they did them the year before, and I actually have a design that was included in the box, my honey pot socks. So ta-da, I'll pop them up. I have a DK and a fingering weight version, and I just loved all of these colors. I could not purchase all of them for volume 2, but this is a colorway that was new for her second round that I really wanted to purchase. I thought these would make beautiful socks. The golden yellow and the sky blue, so pretty. Look at those brown speckles. I really love this colorway. Probably they'll become socks. And then my very last order from Woolberry Fiber Co. came in. They are no longer dyeing yarn, and ever since I ordered this, I kind of regret that I didn't get gingerbread, which was like this beautiful brown color to make like a cabled sweater or something. I just didn't have it in my budget to purchase a sweater quantity when they were offering this. So I purchased a couple other skeins for a couple other projects, but I'm really happy with what came. I have 2 skeins of their Berry DK in the Nook colorway. In person, it's a little bit more vibrant even, but I was thinking that I would love maybe a hat in this, and I know someone in my life who also might like a hat in this. So I purchased 2 skeins, so I have plenty to work with. Might make a muscle bra, though with a beautiful tonal like this, I could totally do cables or something. And then these actually go together way better than I thought when I purchased them, like seeing the pictures for the product listings. And I actually was like, oh no, did I get like all of the same color? They look really similar. Like to the point where maybe a little bit too similar. In this lighting, I can tell a little bit better. But, oh yeah, you can tell. They're different tones for sure. But this is 3 little words in the Berry Natural colorway. I do really like a non-superwash. Actually, I have no idea what I'm going to make with that. It will not be socks. It'll be something else, some kind of accessory, but it's really soft. I just love the process of knitting with a soft, natural, non-superwash yarn. Is just so yummy. And then this one is called Hearth. This is Berry Cozy Sock, and I got some Berry Suri to go with it. Maybe I'll make a hat or like a double-sided cowl or something. I just thought that this could be, again, another good accessory. So I got quite a few skeins, all for accessory projects that I was interested in potentially making. And now Woolberry is no more, which is sad. I have quite a bit of their yarn still in my stash, and I have quite a bit of their book boxes still that I haven't gotten to yet that I still plan to. It's hard to find the time to do reading vlogs and making vlogs when I have the life commitments I do. So we're going to get through them eventually, and I will still share them here. Not necessarily to inspire you to purchase from Woolberry Fabric Co., but hopefully share the book with you and the other small businesses that are featured in the box. And maybe when I make my project at the end, you'll be inspired by the project that I choose to make. I don't know about you, but I rarely see a yarn online from a maker or from like a YouTube video and I say, oh, I need that yarn, I'm gonna buy that yarn, and then I like go and buy it immediately. Just the way that a lot of hand-dyed yarn dyers work, they do pre-orders or they have limited edition colors, and so it's just not something that you can like use to shop around for, if that makes sense. But sometimes it can inspire you of different projects and different color combos, and if that dyer is still dyeing, it can even inspire you to go look at other things that they have dyed. Those are my thoughts on that. It would be great if you could purchase the yarns that I'm sharing with you, but that's just not very feasible for most of the yarns that I show, but especially not for Woolberry Fabric Co. because they're done. And then I have a garment quantity that I purchased, and this is nothing super crazy. It is Cascade Elysian in these 2 colorways. This is black, and I think this is called Natural maybe. It's a warm tone cream, and I have 4 skeins of it. I mentioned in a previous video that I really wanted to knit some kind of tank or vest or whatnot for the summertime is kind of what I'm feeling, and I'm loving that button-down vests are very in right now because that's breastfeeding friendly. So I'm really feeling that, and I was hoping to get some recommendations, and you know what? Like 2 days after I filmed that video, which I think was my previous podcast, Andrew Mowry came out with the flock vest, which is a striped V-neck vest with buttons. And it was perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. And so I'm going to make it have the black stripes, not just for one of the colors, but I'm going to absorb both of the stripe colors together and just make a slightly thicker stripe. I'm just going to follow the pattern and do my contrast 1 and contrast 2 as black, so that the stripe ends up a little thicker, because I had a vest that I tried on that I bought online. I'll show you a picture, and it was too short on all my high-waisted everythings, so I could not buy it. It made me very sad. And so I ended up color matching, taking this vest in before I returned it in the mail. I took it to the yarn store to find yarn to color match when I saw that this flock vest pattern was out. And that project is patiently waiting for when I have my test knits under control, so that I can cast on a flock vest and have my button-down vest vision that I was really, really, really happy about. The goal is to finish that this summer. We'll see if I get to it, but I really, 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 really want to. Baby is calling, so I need to wrap this up. But as far as life, chit chat, I feel like we're just kind of getting into the flow of things as summer is now well underway. It is like 90 degrees. I need some kind of like cooling system here in my office. I'm feeling sweaty right now. We got to figure something out because we haven't used this room very much in the past other than like a dumping ground. So I need to bring in a fan or something to cool this space off a little bit. And we honestly can't go get ice cream every single day to cool down. So we got to figure something out because we are overheating over here. And it's only like in the high 80s. We have warmer weather to come, unfortunately. I'm here in Utah and it is hot out. And we are in a drought, of course. I have thoughts. Cool girls hate AI. Cool people hate AI. You can buy one of these stickers from my friend Ashley of Goose and Ghost Knits. We do not need a data center here in Utah when we already have a drought. That's like the most obvious reason we don't need a data center, but there's many reasons why we don't need a data center. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that because I don't need to vent. It's fine. I'm just happy to share my projects with you and what's going on in my life and to not think about what's going on in the world right now. It's okay if you do have the bandwidth for that, but right now I'm gonna move away from that. And you can always follow me on Instagram if you want to read my stories and hear a little bit more about the day-to-day things that are ruffling my feathers. Because there's a lot here in Utah that's ruffling my feathers. That's fine. It's fine. It'll be okay. We'll make it okay. So we're surviving the summer. My daughter has graduated preschool, so we're gearing up for kindergarten in the fall, which is really, really exciting. I am like simultaneously so excited and so ready to get her out of the house, and also can't believe that she is old enough to be able to do that and kind of fly the nest. It was hard to put her in daycare in preschool in the first place, and now it's going to be hard to put her in kindergarten too, but I'm so excited to get her out of the house and doing that because she is really, really smart and she really, really likes the social aspect, and so it's going to be really good for her. We have a few months before that happens, but until then we are going stir crazy. I have my daughter in some swim lessons that she's loving. I have her in dance class also that she's loving since we don't have preschool this summer. At least I can kind of move my budget from preschool into doing a couple fun activities to keep her busy, hopefully. But we're going to spend lots of time at parks and splash pads and Thanksgiving Point, which has a bunch of different like museums, all inclusive, different varieties. You know, maybe we'll go to the aquarium. Like we have so many things that we need to do to like keep busy. So we're going to try to keep busy this summer, but we are just like getting into the swing of things. So we'll see, I guess, how this summer plays out. We do have a family trip coming up soon, which I'm also excited about. It should be really good. And it's just nice to have some family support here because I don't really feel like I have much of a village beyond my husband's extended family. And so we're making good use of the village that we do have. Really excited that we have some plans coming up. We also have a lot of time that we don't have like blocked out that we could hopefully maybe do a couple weekend trips or something. My husband can take off work maybe. I don't know. Like the sky's the limit. We are still looking forward to what this summer will hold. Hopefully lots of really fun things for our family, especially because my son is getting old enough and big enough that he is giggling. No one can make him giggle like his sister can. He absolutely adores his big sister, which is really, really cute. And he's rolling. He's lifting his head up really well in tummy time. Hopefully soon he'll be sitting on his own and we'll be starting solids soon. So he's in like a really fun stage where like everything is new and exciting and we're trying new things with him and seeing him grow in a very obvious way. And so that's been really fun too. So it'll be a big summer of change and growth and moving into the next season of life. Like I said, he is sleeping better at night, only waking up 1 to 2 times, which is amazing. Still wakes up at like 6 a.m., which is a little bit not amazing. That's a little early for me. And the naps are usually not very long, unfortunately. So we've got some things to work on, but we are doing better than we were last I talked with you because that 4-month sleep regression was just like really, really long and it was really, really wearing on me. I don't need a nap every day anymore, just like once or twice a week. We are making do and enjoying these changes happening in our family. I hope that you, if you are experiencing a summer break right now, that you are enjoying your summer, finding fun things to do, enjoying spending time with the people that you care about and doing the things that you love. Some people I know don't make as much in the summer because, you know, touching yarn in the hot months, but also like you're just busy out and about doing things. And I hope that you get to fill your time with things that fill your cup up, whatever that may be, whether that is making or whether that is other things as well. And if you are not experiencing summer, if you are hunkering down for the winter and enjoying in the southern hemisphere, the weather cooling down, I hope you are enjoying that as well. Time to go feed my baby. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I love sharing everything that I'm making, and I would also love to hear from you on the things that you're making, any patterns that you would recommend to me, as I am looking forward to some fun summer making coming up. And if you like this type of content and want to stick around, I would love for you to subscribe and hit the bell notification down below to be notified every time I post a new video, because I am frequently coming out with videos, but not on a consistent schedule at all, just kind of whenever is working for us and our family. And so I would love to see you here again. And until next time, happy making. Bye!